This is quite fascinating. Satoshi Kusama has sent a quite extensive update. This might also drive fresh Shiba Inu investors. This is really large and could soon eliminate several zeros on the Shiba Inu pricing. And here comes the insane bit. One expert also explained this using the precise Shiba Inu rally dates. It is nearer than we could ever imagine. What is happening, and how Satoshi Kusama just rescued Shiba Inu? Let me clarify now. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more SHIB news, be sure to click the like button. For the Shiba Inu society today might be rather interesting, as Satoshi Kusama just returned out of nowhere and dropped something insane. He had been completely quiet for what seemed like eternity, then abruptly returned with many significant updates. And among them is rather crazy. Thus, get this, he is rating Shiba Inu owners using a point system. Indeed, a point system is a valid tool. There is nothing like this among meme coins. It is entirely fresh. That alone is rather optimistic, as it might generate some significant interest from new investors, especially those observing from the sidelines. And should that occur, there is most certainly upward pressure on the cost. Still, stay back. Let's first consider how this could already be influencing Shiba Inu's pricing before we go into the really delicious information he revealed. Right now, we are rather seeing some bouncing. The price has crept up sufficiently in the last 24 hours to wipe the decline from earlier this week. Not too bad, right? And here is where it becomes much more intriguing. One market researcher has been keenly observing all this and believes Shiba Inu could be exactly on the brink of something significant. Using the Elliott wave structure, this analyst just revealed his breakdown. It's essentially a trend that guides price movements throughout time. Based on his research, Shiba Inu has been pursuing this upward route exactly since it debuted. Recall that large surge back in 2021 that peaked at all-time high. That was exactly at the very top of that channel. The cost has been fixing and shaping ever since, creating what he characterizes as a traditional wave pattern. Should things go as he forecasts, we may be looking at a game many times larger than our current level, perhaps even surpassing that old all-time high and aiming for targets that would generate a lot of headlines. Indeed, Satoshi's update together with the positive chart configuration make things rather hot for Shiba Inu, what really truly happened. Indeed, Satoshi Kusama at last gave us a glimpse of what he has been creating, the enigmatic man behind many Shiba Inu's major movements. And it's under the karma system as well. He shared the specifics in a recent podcast with another important ecosystem programmer called Shadowhunter. Actually, this may be among the best upgrades the project has ever received. Hence, what is karma exactly? Kusama and Shadowhunter say it will function for those engaged in the Shiba Inu universe, like a trust score. Consider it as eBay's ratings of vendors depending on their honesty and dependability. This score, however, shows how you connect with other areas of the Shiba Inu ecosystem, such as utilizing Shiba Swap or engaging in the metaverse, instead of only selling goods. Shadowhunter presented it with quite clarity. Karma, he explained, is like your online reputation in some sense. Your karma generates more the more real and engaged you are in the ecosystem. Not only is it not any vanity number, this score will be really important. It will demonstrate your credibility, and in time, it might potentially affect your access to features or even early bonuses. Kusama also emphasized something really vital. He noted how dubious actors and frauds abound in the crypto scene. And it is just reality. Facts. In most crypto forums right now, you really have no idea who you are working with. Karma corrects that. It introduces a degree of responsibility into an area that has traditionally been somewhat wild and nameless. That's massive. For holders, here is where it becomes very interesting now. This is not just a nice community tool. It may considerably improve Shiba Inu's price and reputation. First of all, it gives the effort much more legitimacy. Shiba Inu begins to resemble a platform with true use, real creativity, and a structure that really safeguards and cherishes its users rather than just being called a meme currency. Serious investors like seeing such sort of material and consider the power that may result. People stay with projects when they feel safer and more linked to them. They make inroads. Fresh people start to ask questions. Greater volume and greater movement follow from this. And indeed, often this indicates pricing an upward trend. Should karma perform as it is meant to, it might generate a fresh surge of confidence and buzz that drives Shiba Inu into a whole other realm. And we're not only discussing a little elevation here. Should enough people support this, it might very definitely be the type of action that helps reduce some of the price's zeros. Indeed, karma sounds mystical and cool. In the Shiba Inu universe, however, it may mark the beginning of something rather potent, and people are become rather optimistic about Shiba Inu just like that. The sentiments surrounding the neighborhood are changing quickly. And the interesting part comes here. One analyst even went so far as to identify when Shiba Inu may begin off-targeting some of those zeros off its cost. You did really hear that properly. Right now, a chronology is flying around. These forecasts are not only hazy assumptions, however. We are discussing well-followed experts and platforms considering where Shiba Inu may be heading both short-term as before current bull run finishes and far down the road. For instance, Michael, an expert, suggested last year Shiba Inu would reach an even greater cost by the conclusion of this cycle. Not long after, another expert, Charting Man, doubled down on the same estimate, citing near the conclusion of this year as a likely spot for it to occur. Some prominent Shiba Inu speakers in the community also feel it. One of the most vociferous proponents, Shiba Bezos, recently discussed 5 various price goals. Even the most cautious of them was much higher than our current level. Some people dream far more grandiosely, discussing aims that, given enough time, might genuinely make normal users billionaires. Indeed, plenty of people are paying focus on this. Now, precisely when would Shiba Inu truly reach such figures? The golden question is this. Thus, several well-known names like Telegram and Changeli, as well as artificial intelligence technologies like ChatGPT and Grok, have attempted to project timeframes. Shiba Inu is still trading very cheap right now. Hence, even the initial price milestone they are looking at would need a large increase. We are discussing about 15x merely to meet that initial optimistic aim. And approaching even higher? That would be a whole other level. Think in thousands of percent. Some sites, like Changeli, are acting conservative. For the larger ones, they believe Shiba Inu could need until early 2031 to even reach that initial pricing target, considerably longer for the smaller ones. Not everyone shares, however. Telegram views things much more optimistically. They are implying Shiba Inu may reach that early aim in a few years, maybe around 2028, and maybe rise even more in the next years. These are, of course, simply estimates. Nobody can forecast the future entirely with precision. But here is the reason all of this is so vital. The reality that these talks are even occurring implies something. It demonstrates the still great curiosity and belief Shiba Inu inspire. From analysts to artificial intelligence models to driven enthusiasts, the attitude is changing. Real buzz exists there. And if momentum continues growing, particularly with enhancements like the karma system developing greater trust and usefulness, it might support the type of price rise that takes this currency to a whole new level. Indeed, the zero may not disappear tomorrow. But given everything is in line, the path to those better pricing points seems less far-fetched than it previously did. One expert also highlighted 3 main reasons a Shiba Inu rally would be occurring very soon to support all the hoopla. The burn rate first has gone insane. Nearly 20 times higher in only 24 hours, with millions of coins gone. Most of it resulted from one unexplained purchase. Then we have Shibarium. With millions of everyday exchanges, network activity has been explosive. It's cutting costs, accelerating things, and assisting in burn more token generation. Prominent figures like Jeremy Da Vinci have suggested Shiba Inu might explode if actual applications and use cases find their way to Shibarium. So yes, it is really close. We also have exchange net flows at last. More users are taking their digital assets off exchanges, often indicating long-term ownership. Less supply on exchanges, equal indicate, less selling pressure, equal symbol, hopeful indicator. To sum it up, Shiba Inu are not just sitting on hype these days. With Shiba Kusama returning, the karma system giving the ecosystem actual trust, the burn rate skyrocketing, Shibarium gathering pace, and optimistic forecasts piling up, all indicators point to something significant. Should this trend maintain, Shiba Inu could be poised for a big breakthrough, and maybe ready to shed a few of those zeros. On this, however, what is your view? Commentary down below. The day is over now. Remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.